Hello students, welcome to the next video of Edulite channel, and in this video we are going to study about class 12th mathematics. In the previous video, dear students, we learned the basic concepts of dot product of vectors. Today in this video I will let you know how to solve the questions of dot product. Okay, stay connected with me in up to the end of the video and don't forget to make the notes at the proper time. Okay, so let us start with class 12th maths. In this video, we are going to solve exercise 10.3 from NCERT textbook. Okay, so before starting the exercise, let me just give you a recapitulation of the dot product. Dear students, what is A dot B? A dot B is given as magnitude of A, magnitude of B into cos theta, right? And the dot product is done in such a manner that their respective components get multiplied. Means I dot I is 1, which is also equals to J dot J and K dot K. And the dot product of perpendicular vectors is 0. So your I dot j is equals to 0, which is also equals to j dot k or k dot I. Moreover, in the previous video I told you that if vector A is perpendicular to vector B, then A dot B is 0. Okay, so these are the basic concepts for the dot product of vectors and we are going to solve them. Moreover, there was one more thing, projection of vector A on vector B, and we have discussed this concept in the previous video. So I am just writing the formula, which is A vector dot B cap. Okay, so these are the various formulas that we are going to need in the solution of exercise 10.3. So stay connected with me and like and subscribe. So let us start with exercise 10.3. Okay, question number 1. What is question number 1? Let us see it from the NCERT textbook. In question number 1, students, we are supposed to find the angle between vector A and vector B, whose magnitudes are given and the dot product is given. What is it asking us? If the magnitude of vector A is given to you and it is given as root 3 and magnitude of vector B is given, which is given as 2, and A dot B is given to you as the value of A dot B is also given as root 6. Okay, so here we are supposed to find the angle between vectors A and B. There are the various formulas written on the right hand side of the board. Just think of what are the given quantities, what we need to find out, and just try to apply the correct formula. So in the very first formula, we can calculate the angle between two vectors if we are provided with A dot B, magnitude of A and magnitude of B. Right? So here it is provided as, what will be the value of cos theta from that formula? That will be equals to A dot B upon magnitude of A, magnitude of B. Right? So A dot B is given as root 6 upon magnitude of A is root 3 into 2. So let us solve it. This is root 6, this is root 3. Can be cancelled out and it will be root 2. This is root 2 and 2. That can be cancelled out and we are left with root 2. So cos theta becomes equals to 1 by root 2. So just think of an angle whose cosine value is root 1 by root 2. And that comes to be as 45 degree. So the value of theta is 45 degree. But बहुत अच्छा तब रहेगा जब हम एंगल को उसकी एसआई यूनिट में रिप्रेजेंट कर दें बच्चों। तो एंगल की एसआई यूनिट क्या होती है हमारे पास? रेडियन। तो रेडियन में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए क्या करते हैं? पाई बाई 180 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे। 45 4 जा, तो आपके पास आंसर आ गया पाई बाई 4 रेडियन। सो दिस इज द वैल्यू ऑफ थीटा, पाई बाई 4 रेडियन। Okay, you can just note the solution, you can note the various formulas. Okay, now we will move to the next question, question number 2. In question number 2 we have to find the angle between two vectors. Okay, that's quite simple. Let me rub it. In question number 2, we have to find the angle between two vectors I cap. लेट कर लेते हैं, पहला वेक्टर अपने पास a वेक्टर है और ये वेक्टर a अपने को गिवन है I cap minus 2j cap plus 3k cap, and second vector is given as b cap is equals to 3I cap minus 2j cap plus k cap. This is vector b. Okay, now we need to find the angle between them. From that very first formula, for finding the angle between two vectors, we need a dot b, we need magnitude of a, we need magnitude of b. Directly all these quantities are not given in the questions, but if you look indirectly, all these quantities are given in the question. How? Let us see. Can we calculate a dot b from here? Your answer must be like yes sir, we can. How? Just multiply the respective components. I cap dot 3 I cap will become 3, minus 2j cap minus 2j cap will become plus 4, and 3k cap dot k cap will become 3. So 3 plus 4 plus 3, that gives you 10. Okay, are we provided with magnitude of a? Yes, if we are provided with vector a, we can easily calculate its magnitude. How? It is the square root of the sum of the squares of their respective components. 1 square plus 4 plus 9, that comes to be root 14. Magnitude of b can also be calculated as square root of 3 square plus minus 2 square 4 plus 1 square, that also comes to be root 14. Okay, now a dot b, we are having it as 10, magnitude of a is root 14, magnitude of b is root 14, so cos theta becomes equals to a dot b upon magnitude of a into magnitude of b. Right beta? So a dot b is 10, magnitude of a is root 14, magnitude of b is root 14. So it comes as 10 by 14, and cancelling 2 5s are 2 7s are, that comes to be 5 by 7. What is the value of theta? The value of theta becomes cos inverse 5 by 7. That's how we are going to solve the second question. It's as simple as first question, but here the new thing we learned, that if we are provided with vectors a and b, not with their magnitudes, then we just calculate their dot product and their magnitudes using the basic knowledge of vectors, and then we apply the formula of cos theta, and then we calculate the value of theta. Right? It's quite simple. So now let us move to the next question. Pause the video at this moment of time so that you can note down the solution in your notebook. Okay? Students, although I am asking you to note down the solutions, but noting down the solutions of the mathematics question is exactly not the exact way. What you need to do, if you are stuck on some question, then watch the video, just have a look, and then try to solve the question by yourself. This is the only thing that will help you to excel your knowledge of mathematics. Just looking at the solutions does not help you. It actually will lower your speed of mathematics. It will just lower down your understanding of mathematics. Okay? So now let us move to the question number 3. In question number 3, we have to find the projection of vector I cap minus j cap on vector I cap plus j cap. Now for that you just see the last line of that formula list. Projection of vector A on vector B, that is given as A dot B cap. Okay, so this is your vector A and this is vector B. Just keep in mind one thing, that the vector which you needs to be projected, okay, that is your vector A, and the vector on which you are projecting the vector, that is vector B. Just never gets confused with it. So I have to find projection of vector A on vector B. That is given as vector A dot B cap. For that I need to calculate B cap, and for B cap actually we need the magnitude of B. Okay, so let us calculate the magnitude of B, and it's not the tough task. If you have solved first 2 exercises honestly, then calculating the magnitude is not a big deal for you. It's 1 plus 1 and that becomes root 2. Okay, now projection of vector A on B is given like this. Now required projection. For that first of all let me calculate B cap. I just forgot to calculate B cap, that is I cap plus j cap by root 2, that is 1 by root 2 I cap plus 1 by root 2 j cap. Okay, now the required projection. I hope that you are able to see this line. Required projection, that is equals to A vector dot B cap, and A vector is I cap minus j cap, dot product with 1 by root 2 I cap plus 1 by root 2 j cap. That is going to be as 1 by root 2, okay, minus 1 by root 2. All this data is cancelled. The answer is 0. Means there is no component of I cap minus j cap on this side. Okay, that's very simple. Now let us move to the next question. Just get the question, understand, and if there is any problem you can ask me in the comment section. Now let us move to the next question. That is the similar question similar to question number 3. You need to find the projection of the vector on the vector, and I am leaving this question for you. Okay, just find the solution to this question. If you still find the problem, I will be waiting for you in the comment section. Now let us move to the next question, question number 5. Okay. So students, question number 5 is that you have to show that each of the given 3 vectors is a unit vector, and also show that they are mutually perpendicular. The first thing we need to show that the vectors given here, they are unit vector. So let me call them as vector A, vector B and vector C. Okay. Now what is vector A? That is 1 by 7 2 I cap plus 3 j cap plus 6 k cap. Vector B is 1 by 7 3 I cap minus 6 j cap plus 2 k cap, and vector C is 1 by 7 6 I cap plus 2 j cap minus 3 k cap. In order to show that they are unit vectors, we will calculate their magnitude. If the magnitude is equals to 1, then we will say that they are a unit vector. So let us calculate magnitude of A. What is magnitude of A? That will be square of 1 by 7. Okay. Just to do one thing, multiply 1 by 7 inside. That will give you 2 by 7 I cap plus 3 by 7 j cap plus 6 by 7 k cap. Do the same thing here. 3 by 7 I cap minus 6j cap by 7 plus 2 by 7 k cap. And 6 by 7 I cap plus 2 by 7 j cap minus 3 by 7 k cap. Okay, oh, this question is actually very easy, dear. In every part, whether it is vector A, vector B or vector C, the components are 2 by 7, 3 by 7 and 6 by 7. 2 by 7, 3 by 7 and minus 6 by 7. 6 by 7, 2 by 7 minus 3 by 7. Okay, so that is going to actually give you a hint. What is that hint? If the magnitude of this vector is 1, then their magnitude will also be 1. Why? Because we are going to add, square and add the same quantities. Okay, let us do this thing. What is the square of 2 by 7, dear? 4 by 49. Square of 3 by 7, that is 9 by 49. And that is 36 by 49. And it becomes root 49 by 49. That is equals to root 1. And that is equals to 1. In the quite similar manner, you will calculate the magnitude of B and C. And they are going to be 1. Okay, how can I say that they are going to be 1? Because the respective components are not same, but the components are same almost. 2 by 7 यहाँ पे भी है, 3 by 7 यहाँ पे है, 6 by 7 यहाँ पे है, ऐसा ही सब में होगा. Clear? Okay, let us do the next part of this question. Next part of this question is saying that prove that they are mutually perpendicular. And I have told you here, if vector A is perpendicular to vector B, then A dot B is 0. Right? Yeah, you can see there. So if they are mutually perpendicular, I have to show that their respective dot products will be 0. I am rubbing this thing from here. I have to prove A dot B as 0, B dot C as 0, and that is C dot A is 0. If all these dot products are 0, then A will be perpendicular to B, B will be perpendicular to C, and C will be perpendicular on A. And I can say that they are mutually perpendicular. Right? So calculate A dot B. A dot B is 2 by 7 multiplied by 3 by 7. That comes to be 6 by 49. 3 by 7 with minus 6 by 7, that comes to be minus 18 by 49, plus 6 by 7 with 12 by 7, that is 12 by 49, and the answer is 0. Why? 12 by 49 plus 6 by 49, 18 by 49, minus 18 by 49 is 0. A dot B is 0, it implies that vector A is perpendicular on vector B. Okay, let us calculate B dot C. What is B dot C? Calculate it. 18 by 49. Okay, no problem. Minus 6, minus 12 by 49. Okay, no problem. And there is minus 6 by 49. That is also 0. What does this imply? It implies that vector B is perpendicular on vector C. Okay, B dot C is here. What will be A dot C, dear? A dot C. 2 by 7 multiplied by 6 by 7. 12 by 49. 3 by 7 plus 2 by 7. 6 by 49. And minus 18 by 49. Again this thing is 0. It implies vector C is perpendicular on vector A. And all these results implies that the vectors are mutually perpendicular on each other. Okay, that's our question number 5. Dear students, We will resume with the questions in the next video. Okay, from question number 6 to the question number last of this exercise. Just that was made to solve the basic concept and understand the basic concepts of dot product. If there is still any problem, then you can ask me in the comment section. And dear students, don't forget to solve the examples as they are very much important. Stay connected. Till then, bye bye. So students, let us move to the next question. Question number 6. Question number 6 is what? Find magnitude of A and magnitude of B if A plus B dot A minus B is equals to 8. We need to calculate A plus B dot A minus B is 8. And we need to find the magnitude of A and magnitude of B. Okay, and dear students, what is given to us? Given to us is that magnitude of A is 8 times of magnitude of B, right? So beta, let me discuss one more important thing in the formula section here. In the previous video with result, I told you that A dot A is magnitude of A square, right? And also discussed the commutative property that A dot B is equals to B dot A. We have discussed it in the theory part. Okay, now let us multiply A with A. So I will get A dot A with minus B, I will get minus A dot B plus B dot A and minus B dot B. That is given to us as 8. Beta, look here. A dot A is magnitude of A square. It's okay. A dot B and B dot A are same. They are same, then they will be cancelled. Why? It is negative, it is positive. That is, we are having as magnitude of A square minus magnitude of B square and is 8. Magnitude of A is 8 times of magnitude of B. 8 times of magnitude of B. That is magnitude of A. And I need to square it minus magnitude of B square and that is 8. This comes to be 64 times of magnitude of B square minus B square, that is equals to 8. So I can say that 63 times of magnitude of B square is equals to 8. Magnitude of B square comes to be 8 by 63. What will be magnitude of B then? That will be square root of 8 by 63. Now square root of 8, because you are in 12th class and you are supposed that you will be just able to calculate the square root of 8, that comes to be 2 root 2 and that comes to be 3 root 7. This is the magnitude of B. And what will be the magnitude of A? That was 8 times of magnitude of B. So 8 times of it will be 16 root 2 by 3 root 7. Okay. That's your question number 6. Here you need to find the magnitude of A and magnitude of B, and we just calculated it in a very simple manner by using the basic properties of dot product of vectors. Isn't it interesting? So now let us move to the next question. Question number 7. Dear students, just have a look, a closer look at the formula section. These formulas, they are just very important to solve this complete exercise. We have to evaluate the product. In question number 7, I have to evaluate a product. The product is 3a minus 5b dot product with 2a plus 7b. I need to evaluate this product. Now, 3a dot product with 2a, right, plus 3a's dot product with 7b minus 5b's dot product is with 2a and minus 5b's dot product with 7b. Simple. Just using the common algebra, this becomes 6 times 3 2s are 6 and a dot a is, look here, magnitude of a square. That is 7 3s are 21. A dot b, okay, leave it as a dot b only. That is minus 10 times of b dot a, and it is minus 35 magnitude of b square. Students, a dot b is equals to b dot a, right? So a dot b is equals to b dot a. You can solve it as 6 times of magnitude of a square plus 11 times of a dot b minus 35 times of magnitude of b square. That's the product. It is as simple. It is very simple. How? Just apply it using the common laws of algebra. Okay. So let us proceed with the next question. Question number 8. We are proceeding with the next question. Question number 8. Find the magnitude of two vectors A and B having the same magnitude so that the angle between them is 60 degree and their scalar product is 1/2. Magnitude of A and magnitude of B is given as equal. So let us assume it as x. Angle between them is given as 60 degree and their scalar product is half. Right? Yeah, it is given here. So you know that a dot b is magnitude of a magnitude of b into cos theta. Right, dear students? A dot b is half. Magnitude of a magnitude of b is x. X into x becomes x square. What is the value of cos 60? Cos 60 is 1/2. Cancel. You're left with x square is equals to 1. From here you can say that x will have two values, plus minus 1. बट रुकिए, ठहरिए, यहाँ पर क्या x की वैल्यू नेगेटिव हो सकती है? तो x क्या था? मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ a और मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ b. तो क्या कभी किसी वेक्टर का मैग्नीट्यूड नेगेटिव आता है? सोचो. नहीं आता भाई. ओके, नहीं आता तो पॉजिटिव वैल्यू ले ली जाएगी. x इज इक्वल्स टू 1. हाँ, सो मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ ए और मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ बी हमसे पूछा गया था. दैट इज इक्वल्स टू 1. Isn't it very simple? That's question number 8. Dear students, we are solving only 8 questions in this part of the video. Next day we will come up with the second part of the video and we will be having the remaining questions of exercise 10.3. तो देखते रहिए एडुलाइट चैनल. यहाँ पर आपको फिजिक्स और मैथ्स के सभी क्वेश्चंस की, सभी प्रॉब्लम्स की सॉल्यूशन मिलेगा और आप जुड़े रहेंगे मेरे साथ और बीच बीच में आपको हर प्रकार की हेल्प की जाएगी आपकी स्टडीज़ के रिगार्डिंग. लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब द चैनल एंड डोंट फॉरगेट टू प्रेस द बेल आइकन सो दैट यू कैन गेट रेगुलर नोटिफिकेशंस. थैंक यू. टिल देन, बाय बाय.